Welcome to Week 8 in Unit 4. Unit 4 is our longest unit. It'll last us 4 weeks. Unit 4 is split into two sections, 4.1 and 4.2. In 4.1, we'll be dealing with software evaluation, and in 4.2, we'll be dealing with website evaluation. As educators, one of the most important tasks that we undertake is evaluation. And so the first question we want to ask ourselves is, what is it? In its simplest terms, evaluation is making a judgment or placing value upon something. How is it done? Well, usually there is a predetermined criteria, whether it be a rating matrix, rubric, questionnaire, survey. And what is its purpose? Well, at its heart, we evaluate to determine whether something is working. And if it is working, is there some way to make it better? If it's not working, is there something we can do to change it, to make it work better? And of course, part of the purpose as well is determining usability. Is said product, is it usable for the purpose that we have in mind? Section 4.1 deals with educational software evaluation. And for our purposes, educational software is software used by teachers and students to support teaching and learning. Educational software can be web-based or it can be desktop-based. Web-based educational software requires the use of the internet and a browser to use it, whereas desktop-based software, once it is installed on the computer, whether that be from the web, a CD, or some other device, can be used locally without the use of the internet. Educational software can be divided into two main categories, and that's what we call content-free and content-rich educational software. And basically the difference here is that content-free software, it really is the more flexible of the two categories, as it provides teachers and students with tools to create their own content. It tends to be dominated by open-ended software products and word processing and graphics programs. Content-rich educational software by far is the dominant type of educational software that you find today. And basically what it is it comprises multimedia content which is usually presented in a very structured way. So your drill and practice software and things similar to that, those are what we call content-rich educational softwares. So as I'm sure we're all aware, there are a vast amount of educational software available to us and to our students. So the question then becomes, how do we sift through quality and how do we sift through the not so good softwares? A couple of tips to keep in mind as you're moving forward. View other teachers' evaluations. Take those into heart as you try to develop some sense of your own on how to evaluate. And in addition, check to see if the software is approved by national organizations. So if it's a mathematics software, you may want to look to see if the NCTM or some other national organization supports its use. 4.1 tasks are as follows. You've got 6 readings associated with software evaluation. You have the software assignment, which is due at 11:59 on October the 28th, and the discussion board assignment, which will require you to put your initial post in the first week and respond to classmates in the second week. The software evaluation assignment is due at 11:59 on the 28th of October. A couple of quick notes. First of all, it cannot be web-based, meaning you cannot use a web browser to use the software. You can download the software from the internet, but you may not use the internet to actually use said software. In regards to the actual evaluation matrix, you have choice here. You can either create, manipulate, or use an existing evaluation matrix. The thing we ask you to keep in mind, though, is the requirements as listed in the rubric. So please read the rubric as you, again, either create, manipulate, or use an existing matrix. In section 4.2, we're going to be looking at educational website evaluation. And for our purposes, educational websites are websites that are used by teachers and students to support teaching and learning. The term educational website really is very broad and general in nature. So when people talk about a quote-unquote educational website, they can mean many different things. For instance, a public-facing school site, a portfolio site, learning management systems, subject-specific sites, research sites, teacher resource sites. These all fit into the category of educational websites. Because of the sheer amount of educational websites that are out there and available to teachers, the task of choosing quality websites can be an overwhelming and quite possibly daunting task. So it is important as we try to choose the best possible educational resources or websites for ourselves and for our students that we have in the back of our mind a set of criteria to help us in wading through what is quality and what is not quality. And so as we begin to evaluate educational websites, the 6 criteria that we want to keep in mind as we do so are authority, currency, relevancy, accuracy, objectivity and bias, and appropriateness. And if we take a look at each of these criteria and the questions associated with them, we can find and sift pretty quickly between quality and non-quality websites. The 4.2 tasks are as follows. You have 8 readings. You have a website evaluation, which is due on November the 11th at 11:59, and a discussion assignment, which again, you will post your initial response in the first week and respond to your classmates in the second week. A couple of quick notes on the website evaluation. Again, it is due on the 11th of November at 11:59. Again, quick reminder of the change of the assignment. If you recall, you were initially required to do 10 websites, but now that has been changed to 1. Otherwise, the assignment is very similar to the software evaluation. The evaluation matrix that, again, is up to you to create, manipulate, or use an existing one. And again, I refer you back to the rubric as far as the assignment is concerned. So as you create and or manipulate an existing matrix, keep that in mind. There are 5 specific criteria you'll be required to understand and competently explain as a distinguished software and website evaluator. The first criteria you will have to consider are your learners and the setting in which the learning takes place. The second criteria is alignment, which refers to the standards, local, state, national, both technological and subject-based. Adaptability is in reference to meeting a diversity of student needs and abilities, which includes but is not limited to language, ability, and special needs. The fourth criteria considers how is the learning done. Is it simply rote memorization? Are the activities focused on the learner? Is there development of higher order thinking skills? Is it an open-ended project? Things of this sort. The fifth criteria, evidence, considers scholarly evidence of the effectiveness of the instructional media, whether it be testimonials or the underlying methods of the instruction.